What's up, future officers? My name is Tejas and I welcome you all to yet another episode of ILEAD. Today, we are discussing something very fantastic. And before we discuss this, I want to congratulate all of you. You know why? Because Deepavali or Diwali, whatever we want to call it, so it has been inscribed in something called as the representative list of UNESCO's Intangible Heritage for Humanities. It's a very prestigious list and so prestigious that even UPSC has asked several questions about it. So recently there was this 20th session of Inter-Governmental Committee which took place in New Delhi. So here what happened? Declared Deepavali as a new addition in this particular list. Now this new addition is the 16th Indian element to be added on this list. There have been several others where questions have already been framed. But let's quickly see what are these other 15 which have already been placed before Diwali. In 2008, Ram Leela, which is a traditional performance of Ramayana, along with the tradition of Vedic chanting, and then there's this third particular element which is called as Kudiyattam. Okay, so all these three things, Kudiyattam is basically a Sanskrit theatre. Okay, so all these three things were added in 2008. In 2009, a particular cultural heritage called as Raman. It is something which is celebrated in the Garhwal Himalaya range. So there, this intangible heritage was added in 2009. In 2010, Kalbelia folk songs. So Kalbelia folk songs along with Mudiyettu. Okay, Mudiyettu is basically from Kerala, from the state of Kerala. And along with this, something called as Chow dance. Okay, there are three types of Chow dance. We'll not go into the depth of all this. But 2010, Chow dance was also added to this particular list. In 2012, the very unique Buddhist chanting of Ladakh was added in 2012. 2013, we have added something called as Manipuri Sankirtana. Okay, so Manipuri Sankirtana, something which is very unique to Manipur, and it also has an element of Krishna's devotion. Already a question has been asked on this in UPSC 2017 also. So this was added in this particular year. In 2014, the traditional brass and copper art, which is called as Thateras. Okay, so this was added in this year. 2016, yoga. 2017, the very famous Kumbh Mela. 2021, the Durga Puja in Kolkata. 2023, we added something called as Garba. Okay, so Garba is this very famous dance of Gujarat. And now the last and the most prominent one, Deepavali or Diwali. With all of this said, what do we have to understand about Diwali or Deepavali? Diwali is something which is celebrated across all the regions of India. It is multi-regional and it is a multi-faith festival which symbolizes light over darkness, hope, renewal and community harmony. It's almost celebrated across India and not just India also. Right now it's a global festival. Recently we saw that even Trump lighted some diyas, right? So it's something which is spread globally mainly because of the Indian diaspora. Fine sir, all of this is fine. But from when is Diwali celebrated? This can again be a question. See, Diwali is a very old festival. It has its roots firmly held in Itihasas, in Puranas and in the regional traditions. Diwali generally commemorates diverse legends. The return of the noble Lord Rama or Ram to Ayodhya, where all the citizens, they started lighting fireworks to show Ram the way back to the home. In some other traditions, it is seen as Lord Krishna's victory over Narakasura. Then again, in some other parts, it is seen as the worship of Lakshmi and harvest festivals. But with all of this said, one thing is certain. It definitely commemorates the victory or the triumph of good over evil. Another thing, that one festival can have so many stories is also indicative of India's cultural pluralism. But generally, what do we do on a Deepavali? There are so many symbolic things we do. One is we light our diyas, we burst crackers, we prepare very good food, we give away so much of our old clothes in charity. So this also shows a kind of philanthropy. All of this when we are doing, it is also ensuring one thing: intergenerational transmission of customs. Another one thing it symbolizes is that Indians throughout the world, they celebrate Diwali. It's a strong, portrayal of our traditions, of our customs. It shows what we stand for as people to the world. We can see that inclusivity, generosity. Generally, what do we chant? We chant Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Okay, so overall, it's this moral idea of well-being. Sir, all of this is fine, but can you tell us a little bit about UNESCO's Intangible Heritage for Humanities? What is this list all about? Can you give us a little bit of information about this? No tension, I'll give you. See, this whole list, it was adopted in 2003 and it came into force in 2006. What is the main intention for this? What is the main aim of this? The aim is to safeguard cultural practices so that our cultural expressions, our knowledge systems, all these things are not lost in this fast-paced world of globalization. We should not lose our cultural heritage. But tomorrow, can I just put anything in this list? Is there some criteria? Yes, there are generally 3 criteria. So what are these 3 criteria? Criteria number 1, it must demonstrate the importance of practice for a cultural identity. Point number 2, it should involve active community participation. Point number 3, it must align with the principles of human rights and sustainable development. So if all these criteria are met and there is a general consensus, usually one of these heritage practices will go into this list. Right now, it is time to celebrate that our biggest celebration, that is Diwali or Deepavali, has been put under this prestigious list, which is UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage for Humanities. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you and have a nice day.